team. Welcome back. We've got Kaisei versus Tochino Shin coming up right now, and boy, am I excited about it. We haven't caught one of these yet, I don't think. We had one night where we were on time to stream it, but there was a Fusen show because it was the first night he dropped out. He's going to have a tough one here against Kaisei. Their all-time record is pretty tight, as I understand it. 11-13. It favors Tochino Shin, but they're both big boys, and they have very similar strategies. Really, you hate to see either guy lose, because Kaisei is like, to me, he's the gatekeeper of Makuuchi. You got to get through him to get out of Juryo. But Tochino Shin is the once great Ozeki. So you hate to see him lose. And tonight their scores stand at 2-4-3 for Tochino Shin, because he had the streak of days off. It's 3 days in a row. And then Kaisei's 4-5, so they're both at a deficit right now. For neither man is it too late. They both could dig their way out still of a losing record, technically. Fan is up. Immediately they both go for a belt grip. Positioning, shifting. Ooh, Kaisei goes for the initiative. Can't make anything of it. Tochi's heavy. He's got that submachine gun in his gut. Ooh, a little mutual force now. And Kaisei's on the losing end of it. Oh. Lost his grip, regained his grip. Is it enough? No. Tochino Shin, the Georgian Bear. You love to see it. In a little bit here, we're going to be joined by Ian, our resident translator. He's going to give us some insight on who the fuck the commentator is for the Japanese side. Let us know if we have any mono-ease, what's being said. And maybe if we get lucky, he can do us an interview or two. I think he's been up all day like the rest of us, so he's in the green room right now, cooling his jets. But rest assured, if you stay tuned, here on CHANKO, we've got the only guy named Ian who can translate for you. Take a quick second to thank our sponsors, Andy Caps Fries and Red Can Beer. Keeping us on the air. Let's see here. Next up, we've got Ishiura versus Shohozan. They've got an all-time head-to-head of 2-5 in favor of Shohozan. He's looking strong tonight. Not great this tournament. Sitting at 2-7, his back is against the wall. If he doesn't win every single fight that he's got from here on out, he's going to post a losing record in Maki Koshi. Ishiura, 4-5, not in the hole yet. He has a couple that he could lose still, so maybe tonight will be one of them. Shohozan is the real sumo daddy. Look at that chest hair. Look at that scowl. Just delivering spankings to all the bad boys. I wish I knew what he was saying. Something like, yeah, CHANKO is pretty much the best. Would you say? NHK broadcast? What about them? Nah, they're okay. No, I like those guys, but CHANKO is really the best. And he's bashful about it because obviously that's an unpopular opinion, but we're out here. Hi, Chris.
Hello. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, we're hot and we're live. It's strange to run the show alone because I feel like I should just start doing stand-up or something in between the bits because I can only do so much analysis. Let's see, we've had some really cool fights throughout the week. Enho has been doing his usual thing. I think Juryo's a good spot for him. No one wants to see him down there. It's great when he's on the main stage, but he's a little guy, so I think he fits well in Juryo. And
is this Juryo right now?
No, I'm talking about.
Was on the tournament, but didn't he just compete right about it ago?
Yeah, he did. I'm talking about, there's this little guy, he's 5'6", and he's like 230, 220, and he is like the smallest guy in all of sumo, but he's a fan favorite because he's like cute and like springy. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Jesus. He is Rudy.
That's right. Rudy. He finally gets to put on that helmet. So for a while he was in the top division because he's Hakuho, the once great GOAT. He's his protege. So there was like big hype for him right before the pandemic, but he's been kind of wallowing in the second division for a while, but he's been having some cool fights. I sent one to the chat the other day. It was he Olayed a motherfucker. I'm excited to get to see this match because we've been missing him all tournament, but Shoho Zan, this guy on the right, is like one of my all-time favorites. He's built like a brick shit house. Like he's got the utility belly, but and it's actually kind of interesting for him to be against Ishiura because they're both like notorious gym rats. They've got those crazy triceps and everything. So I think there's a high likelihood someone will get a bloody nose. And I'll give a bag of handicaps to anyone who disagrees.
There's definitely different physiques. There's some guys that look way more dense than others, let's say.
And these guys are both
strong, but
infamous for being a little tauter. Big slaps. Ooh, Ishiura's trying to lock him up early. Oh, what the fuck?
That seemed a little unnecessary, perhaps, but you know what? You gotta run through the finish line, right?
He's already out.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. And
he didn't do him dirty though. He just pushed him, normal.
Yeah, and about half the guys participate in that sort of extra panache at the end when you pretty much know the guy already is out, but it's like, and stay out. Shoho's on.
I figure it's like, in MMA, it's like when you get that TKO. You finish that ground and pound.
Yeah. I mean, right, and then like if you look at the NFL, they can do these insane fucking celebrations for a first down.
That even looked, the thing he did to him looked like the way defensive end swims through an offensive lineman. Watch right when you just right here slip, boop, see ya.
All of a sudden he's behind him. He's like at the edge, like whoa,
playing chess,
looking over a tall building.
Is the volume on? Oh no, it's volume.
Just give me a little taste. I don't need very much. Maybe a quarter volume.
How's that?
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Right now, but yeah.
Just get some slappies.
That's about right. You can always tell me to adjust.
Yeah, that's tons. Especially now hearing the commercial. No, it's good. It's just it was hard to tell because the room is like silent. They're not allowed to talk or anything.
Oh, versus the
commercial is
what we
like
do over here, where it's like 3 times volume.
Oh yeah.
So if we know you're getting a drink or taking a piss, you're gonna hear us anyway.
Hey, yeah. I don't care if you go to the neighbor's house. Man, it's weird to be back in the studio. We took a few days off. I knew we were going to burn out if we tried to go every day, but we had to try.
I didn't even burn out. I just
had shit to do.
Unfortunate obligations, yeah.
Yeah, I work on Sundays. Neil had some stuff to do. You guys, I guess you and Zach both had like friends in town, right? That's fun.
Mm-hmm. And last night I could have done it, but no one else would have been here to commentate, so that was kind of
literally just you. Like, I wish I knew what was going on.
I was like, now the bigger guy got quite the belt grip on the smaller guy. And he leveraged him over to the left.
You wouldn't be too far behind the actual Japanese announcers. Sometimes they're like, these guys both really want to win.
Oh, I could articulate, maybe not in this condition, but I could articulate fast enough to keep up with it, but it would be just talking out of my asshole. It would not be any...
yeah, man, maybe that's what they want.
No one would have anything to gain from it, let's put it that way. Well, I'm not going to just reproduce the stream without you guys or me.
Well, fair enough. Yeah. We all play our part.
People can, what I mean is people can already have that. I'm not trying to siphon off any people from
oh yeah,
streams that
like us. Might as well just listen to it on mute. Yeah, because we're the show, okay? Oh my god.
I'd like to think people watch for you guys, not the background artistry.
It definitely doesn't hurt. Because I've thought about doing this before, like just me and Neil on like headsets or something, like from like earbuds from our houses. But
some nights that'll happen eventually. Once in a while.
We lack the capability to even do that much. Like, I don't think we could figure out how to get it to stream.
So you could film that easily, but distributing it live would be... I mean, it wouldn't be possible.
I wouldn't even know where to start.
Crap I do, yeah.
That thing looks like a weapon. Yeah, it's like one of those like perfect murder situations. It's a Vampornicorn. Alright, this next fight is Sada no Umi, or Sadanumi, who said that he Sada loved me, but in the end, I don't think he ever even really Sadanumi. There it is. He's a hometown guy. He's I don't know if he's from this exact town that we're in, but he's from this prefecture for sure. So he's got that sort of home field advantage. Kind of paying off for him at 6-3 this tournament. He's looking. I don't think he's going to put up double digits, but he's definitely going to come out of it with a promotion. And I think that, I mean, unless he really shits the bed the next 2 days or whatever, 5 days in a row, I don't think that's going to happen. But he's 0-2 against Hokuto Fuji all time, and Hokuto Fuji's sitting pretty at 7-2, and I think he wants to stay in that group. I think there's just a handful of guys. Oh, there's 2 guys tied. Obviously, Teruno Fuji and Takakeisho are tied at no losses. Then there's 2 guys at 1 loss. That's Mitake Yumi and Abi, the great returning Abi. And then Hokuto Fuji's sitting in that 2-loss group, 7 wins. He realistically has a shot at the title still, whereas I think Sadanumi, I think there's like 8 or 9 guys in his group all duking it. There's no chance. A lot of bad things would have to happen for Sadanumi to win. Oof. Not really a Hanka, but kind of even more embarrassing for Sadanumi because he tried even. Gachi Goshi! Alright, so there we go. Hokuto Fuji's in the green. He's in the black. There's no taking it back. Hokuto Fuji supremacy was called by our CHANKO prognosticator casts early on this tournament, so I'm glad that we're seeing big. I mean, it's not hard to call. He was a college Yokozuna. He's always been super powerful, super able. He's got slippery feet. He tends to sort of lose track of himself and wind up belly down against some of the top-ranked guys, but this is great. This is perfect, classic Hokuto Fuji. Goes one way, jukes completely around his head, and just dumps him. Who could have predicted that? I'll take my gold star. Yeah, that fucking beginning of the night prediction. You know, they're easier to predict the later the night goes on. Like if you say that the guy who's only ever uses Oshidashi to win and his top rank is gonna win using Oshidashi, it's like, yeah, probably. Yankees are probably going to the series. Years without even knowing the look of panic on your face. Alright, so coming up we got Chiyomaru versus Terutsuyoshi. Chiyomaru's in the black, 5-4. Terutsuyoshi in the red, 3-6. Oh, great, yeah. Hey, and if you're just tuning in now, I'm Brendan. Got Chris here. We got our translator Ian hanging out in the green room. He's going to try to pick up some of the interview type material for us tonight. And, great. He's just getting his, what's that thing where they have, like, the koi clean your feet? Yeah, he's finishing his exfoliation. Or even just translate the commercials. I'm dying to know what the fuck they're talking about. Sometimes there's like explosions going on and stuff. I don't know. Alright, so the next fight is Chiyomaru, the Thousand Sphere, or the Millennium Circle. He's got a new belt? No, same old green, standard green. That was the Kesho Mawashi kind of threw me off. He's fat, and there's no way that I can see Terutsuyoshi getting a belt grip on him unless he somehow gets behind him. Terutsuyoshi sends it most of the time. Or sends Chiyomaru someplace. 5 out of 8. Or 5 out... Yeah, right? They've hardly met, really. I think it's because Chiyomaru's been in the game a little longer, whereas Terutsuyoshi's only come up within the last couple of years. Came out at the same time as Enho and Ishiura, and all of them are trying to make a name because they're all the same height. And I think Terutsuyoshi's doing the best job. Enho's down in Juryo. Ishiura's boring and inept. And then the big salt man bringing it home. I'm going to go ahead and say Terutsuyoshi is going to win. Nah, fuck that. He's going to get sandblasted. The official CHANKO prediction for this fight is that Chiyomaru will win by thrust down. Launching him up the bracket. Probably not. What's he at? Meg 15. Hanging on to his tenuous salary and his private bathroom. Wow. You would, I mean, okay, so here's my here's my defense. Look at that belly. Who would look at that and think, yes, that tiny man on the right is going to somehow find his way around that belly for basically almost the exact, I guess it was like a Hikiotoshi? What would you call that? What did they call it? You know, I'll decide, and then we'll see if the official website has it right. They're calling it Tsukiotoshi. Which, what's the difference? Thrusting, rib cage. Not really what I saw. I got the thrust down right. They called it a thrust town. Welcome to Thrust Town. But I guessed the wrong horse. That's kind of funny, isn't it? I get a lot of those. What the fuck is the difference? Hand pull down. Okay. Fine. Okay, a Hikiotoshi is a hand pull down. A Tsukiotoshi is just an all-purpose thrust down. Which is what they called that fight. Coming up next, we got a fight with an interesting record. Kagayaki, who is made out of rebar and vulcanized rubber tires, versus Hidenumi, who is made out of barbells and super glue. Apparently there's been 2 Fusen shows? I'm not sure in favor of who. It looks like Kagayaki's won 5 times, Hidenumi's won 4 times, and then there's 2 no contests? I'm sure they're not ties. Either way, Kagayaki's got the advantage. But less momentum. Sitting at 3 wins, Hidenumi looks a little better in my eyes. I mean, I love Kagayaki. Or Boobs Jr., as he is affectionately referred to here on the show. I don't know where Zach is tonight. If you see him, tell him we're live. You know. Hidenumi, what do we got? It's going to tell their ages. I'm not going to look it up. Unless it already did, and I'm a fool. Hidenumi was born in 89. Kagayaki's born in 94. 5-year age gap. I would have guessed that. That's what I was going to say, but I tend to get it wrong. Last time I opened up my mouth about who was older than who, Neil clapped back immediately with the facts, and I had it completely the other way around. So you never really know. Or I never really know.
この身長で思いっきりかましますし、前に出ますからね。193センチあって足のサイズが30。
I have arrived. Oh, I'm here. Welcome to CHANKO.
5センチもでかいとでかいですよ。まあ新弟子検査で193センチ、145キロ。大物ルーキーとして注目。
Let's see here. Oh, wow. Big hits to the neck and the throat. That's kind of interesting. I wouldn't expect that from him necessarily. Yeah, they're locked up good. Neither of them seems to even really want a belt grip, which is pretty great. You love to see that. You know, when they're on the same page. Although it's kind of cool to see somebody get shut down, too. Man, strongman match. Like I said, it's Super Glue versus Rebar. Hey, and the barbells. Take it. I might have thought out loud that Hidenoumi would take it, even though I love Kageaki, and he's got the age on his side, or youth, I should say. And what do you know? Another correct. I shouldn't even credit it to CHANKO. I should just pat myself on the back. A Brendiction. And prognosticals. I need a shorter word for when you call a fight. I guess. The Ike guess of it doesn't flow at all. It's hard to say what won it for him. I think maybe he just got tired, because you can't say that Kageaki's got the better position. I mean, obviously at this point it's over, but he had the better position, I guess, really, to me. His head was buried nice deep in the shoulder. He was ready for a standoff. Maybe his height just worked against him. I don't know what his plan was there. There was no, like, pulling it to him with that extra slap. It's like, fuck you! What did he do to you? And then he shakes the hand that he just hit Kageaki with, like, no one makes me bleed my own blood. Well. If it isn't the bridge I said I'd cross when I came to it. The other sumo daddy, Kotoeko, coming out here with his luscious rug to teach us all about good sportsmanship. You'll never see that extra kind of bullshit flex on somebody when they're going out of the ring with Kotoeko. He's a gentleman. And he's going to be fighting Chio no Kuni. Kotoeko already lost, basically. There's no way he can possibly get a winning record this tournament. He's going to have to settle for the Makikoshi. But if he wins, even if he just fights every fight for the rest of the tournament, it'll pad his fall down the Banzuke, and I think that's what he's in it for. And I think we're going to see a great attitude out of him and a great fighting spirit, because that's what he's all about. I mean, unless he breaks something, I mean, that's not on him, but morale-wise, I think we're going to see him keep fighting, and he'll probably even pull off some surprising fights. Do I think tonight against Chio no Kuni he's going to pull it off? No. His all-time record is 1-3 against Chio no Kuni, who is bigger and stronger, and I think he just has like more brain trauma to help him push through the reality of a 350-pound man. Whereas Kotoeko is more of a thinker. He's going to try to calculate some kind of counter strategy to Chio no Kuni's basically just steamroller attack. There's no counter strategy to the guy is a lot bigger and stronger than you. I mean, something tricky maybe, but he's not a tricky guy. So I think he's kind of what's the word for fucked.
でも本当にね、番付が8枚目で1勝8敗、まあ負け越してますけど、ここからやっぱりこう白星を重ねていくとそんなに落ちませんから、あといかに全部
Taking a little break to do some directorial work. You know, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes here.
気迫こもってましたよね。
そうですよね。もう眼光鋭いというか、
ね、
もうパワーが目から伝わってきました。
本当お願いって感じだった。
Do some shadow puppets for you. Unfortunately, as much as I can't say enough good about Kotoweko, I think he's going to get sandblasted right now. May the gods have some the little one on the left. Yeah, he's been getting tossed around like a rag doll. He's the guy who got tossed into the Gyoji the first night. Well, maybe it'll happen again here. Ooh, he did a little armbar. Yeah, great. Yes! Yes! Pragmatism told me he would lose, but it makes my heart sing. What, Kotoweko banner? Cool. Chinokuni doesn't need it. He wasn't going to win the tournament. We'll see who he's got to fight tomorrow, though. We got a headline fight coming up. Abi versus Tobizaru. Tobizaru is doing surprisingly well. If you're not familiar with Tobizaru, boy is he a ton of fun. He does this pantomime thing, like he's footsies in a video game almost, like daring you to make a misstep, but he's like telecasting it right to you. I've never seen anybody do it. Not you, obviously. But me, when I fight him. Never seen anything like it. And then Abi is, you know, it's like a frog out there. Just thrusts himself like a coil toward his opponent. And if you can get on the side of him, usually that's his downfall. I don't see Tobizaru being able to pull that off tonight, though, because what the, I mean, there's nothing, Abi's going to come right after him. At 8-1, he's going to want it. Let's check into what we're doing tomorrow. Do they have the Tori Kumi up yet? Does anyone know? Just go ahead and say it in the chat. Kaisei is absolutely the sumo gentleman. AK Willie. 100%. Day 11 results. He's like always the first to like extend his hand to them, you know? Even the really prideful ones. Oh, they do have tomorrow's Torikumi up. The list of who's fighting who. The Torikumi. And Butt McGee, Chinokuni has to fight Aoyama. He could probably do it. Aoyama came out really hot the first couple days, and then I don't know. He's Danny. He does just enough to make a salary. I've never, I think, thought, maybe I said it on the air at some point, kiddingly or like with childlike wonder. Aoyama's gonna win the whole tournament, but of course that's. I can hear Murray Johnson chortling at me condescendingly by even suggesting it. Abi. So he's gonna win by Oshidashi. Plain and simple. You know, and I mean, it's of course it's easy for me to just call it the common thing that he does, but right, that's what he does. Right on the neck, right on the chest, Oshidashi, bing, bing, boom. I love you. I love you. I love you. We can't all be right all the time. Watch, they call it some kind of crazy other thing. Right on the shoulders. You know, he's actually doesn't look as much like a frog this tournament. It's almost like he's, I mean, right there, right? He's stretched out all the way. It's a perfect chance for a slap down, but Tobizaru's like, I'm going to give it as good as I get it. Dumb. But he's new to the thing. I mean, the thing. To the top division. Whereas Abi's a vet, so maybe that's the lesson he needed to get learned. Tsukidashi! I knew it! Okay, alright. Whatever. Oh my god. They're just trying to make me look like a fool over here. I know, it's the rhythmic thrusting, right? Gotta admit, I was pretty close. Yeah, you don't have to do anything. We got Ura and Kotonowaka coming up next. Ura's got 7 wins, so he's one of those guys who, you know, somewhere in his dreams, there's still a Yusho this month, this tournament. Might not be a very potent aspect of his dreams, given the fact that Terunofuji and Takakeisho are looking like bulls. But he could win. If he, you know, someone comes in and slays both dragons twice. Whereas Kotonowaka's in the hole. He's got no momentum, no steam. I guess Uda only needs one more. So if he's not going to win, he'll back off. I don't know. It's silly to speculate about momentum so much, but with a guy like Uda, I don't know. Anything could happen. Kind of like Tobizaru. And Kotonowaka's, obviously he's not an Abi, crazy rhythm pusher thruster. He's like a belt guy. But that's basically all he is. So it's like, is he gonna let him lock up? If he lets him lock up, Kotonowaka I think has got it. But if we see some kind of high flying, I don't know, like overarm throw or something. Yeah, Uda by overarm throw. What is that, Uwatanage? Kakenage. That's it. That's it. I'm calling it. I'm just gonna bet every broadcast that Uda's gonna win or whoever, you know, by Kakenage until it's true, and then I'm gonna explode, kill everyone in the studio. Tonight, I think probably the pulling overarm though is more likely, but I want it on the record that I'm being visited by phantasms of a front page newspaper Kakenage featuring Uda. Black and white on the front page of the CHANKO website. So what's the deal with the MTA? Am I all these delays? Let's see. We'll give you see, you know, I like to give you like CHANKO facts where as some sort of obscure piece of personal information about these guys. But I just don't have a single thin factoid for you. So we're going to call this one straight.
注目の立ち合い。
Hmm.
少し間を変えて右側に移動したのが琴ノ若。さあ裏足を持とうとしますが
Not going to the belt. Oh, I forgot this arm lock thing is Yorikiri. Oh!
うまくバランスを崩して裏が勝ちました。
Oh my god, I'm on
途
fire.
中まではジョクさんどうですか？
Okay.
琴ノ若ペースでしたか？
They're gonna rob me again, I just know it.
立ち合い相手を見てしまった時点で、
こっち行し
意識しますね。
Hi, Ian.
まあ見たんですか？
やっぱり相手が
Ian just walked into the studio.
どうするかわからないっていうので、自分の相撲の取り方を忘れてますね。いつもは前に出るんですよ。
なるほど。一瞬ふっと右側に移動しました。
やっぱり木村さんはね、癖者ですけど、
I think your mic and headphones are muted still. So it'll just be 1 second till we get you up
やっ
live.
ぱり差し入ってますけど、まあ、ここで一気に出ればいいんですけど、
はい。
ここで分け合いて2本刺されます。もうそしたら、
Okay, so they called it a Katsukashi,
裏ペースに変わりましたか。もう
肩透かしっていう。
which I guess Ian's in the room, so you can just ask him what that means. But
ああそうですか。
自分の相撲取ればいいんですけどね。
裏勝ち。
pay him like $1 per translation.
またも肩透かし。2日続けて肩透かしで星を取りました。明日は阿炎です。
No, not Katsukachi. That would be like chicken.
その赤敗れて3勝7敗。明日は赤との一番を迎えます
Katsukashi.
さあ、行司が木村久之助さんになりまし
You know,
た。
I think I looked this up.
弟さん登場ですね。
本当にありがとうございます。もうね、
This is the
一
leg.
個人を超えてて、取ってくれる自体がもう、私物化してますね。
Under shoulder swing down, they're calling it.
頑張れよ。
It's like a pulling over arm through.
仲はいいですけど、もう
And not just because that would make me right.
でもわかりますしまあ、なんか緊急の用事ない限りは連絡取りません。
息子さんがボクサー
Lower
ですね。
hand,
定見ジム、名門定見の
raise
有望
the
校ですね。
This Gyoji was the creative director of Paper Mario.
日本スーパーフェザー級ユースチャンピオン。
もう、アベマさんがね、こうやって裏方の行司さん
Part of the Nintendo cross
皆
promotion.
さんをクローズアップしていただけるだけでも嬉しいし、
え
力士だけで俺はね、相撲取ってるわけじゃないんですから。で、やっぱり白鵬さんもね、警備
I've never seen them just focus on him
そういう本当のこう
like that before.
何でも経験して、その
What do you think
気持
he's
ちが
thinking
分か
about?
るそれがあってのはやっぱり力士ですから。力士もやっぱりそういう意味では。
You think here Hoshoryu's gonna beat Teruno
ね
Fuji?
計算が
Maybe.
やろうと思って右や左上げるっていうことないんですけど。
I think that's a probably unsubstantiated hope of yours. But it'd be pretty sweet if you called it. I think that's like me calling Kakenage every night.
だからこうやって土俵の上にね、千代大さん、そして島の美さん。
I'll give you a bag of Handicaps hot
っていう
fries
のはもう厳しいっていうのはもう
if he does.
もう応援するときに自分が代わりに取ってやるよって
Don't
思うぐらい
tell
の
him that.
意識なんですよ。だから応
You
援
keep
してくれ
him.
る方、身内の方もそうです
He
けど
doesn't know. Or they don't know. Them. I feel like a person.
この応援の姿が
We got Shimanumi here.
この上立ってますんで、それを背負ってね、ここにいますんでね。
He's gonna fight Chio Tairyu, the Great Thousand Dragon. He used to be known for only having the initial charge as his main weapon, but now he's been showing a really fascinating aptitude for pulling attacks, which is like perfect for an aging wrestler.
That's more like thousand generation.
もっと厳しく前に前に出てくれれば足が出て
Millennium Dragon.
いい相撲取れるんですよ。
Oh yeah, you're right.
That's usually how they translate. I like to try to make it like a sumo or like a pro wrestler's name or something, you know?
プラマイゼロになります。
Anglicize it a little bit because some of them are like blossoming pine tree. And I'm like, let's try to find a way to make that badass. Distant Wisteria.
Oh, that's nice. I like that one. It's a good name.
That guy is actually his real name. He's Shikona, or his rig name is the same as his given name. Endo Shota. Or far away.
千代ってつくと千代の富士山を私は思い出すんですよ。
Alright, Chio Tairyu, I think is significantly older than Hidinumi. I keep missing the ages. I don't know where I am when they're showing those, but He's got it's a 5-4 record in Shimanubi's favor. Push out Oshidashi.
Shimami said that he came out first.
What's that?
I
think you got to be a little bit closer.
Sorry.
It's okay.
And he said that Shimanomi came out first. And like, he kind of had like
Oh.
the vanguard.
Oh, is that with the...
attack. Yeah. Might need to talk.
I forgot you can tell what they're saying.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
I'm so used to it just being a white noise.
Brendan's like, how did you know that technique?
のね、中国でその島根さ
What do we
んは
got?
じっと我慢して、ここでもう前に前に押していきますよね。ここでパシーンって
Okay.
また入るんですけ
This is
ど、
probably the part where Ian could help us.
Is that better?
Well, he's basically like, we pushed him, and then he tried to, Shimanomi kind of like pushed him,
やっぱりこの
like the way that he started off in the beginning, he came out like right out of the gate right away, and that gave him the advantage to be able to push him out of the ring.
It's funny how sometimes if they're both pushers, you've got to come out first. But in some of the in matches where they're more technical, they'll sometimes not even go toward each other at first. They'll just both stand up and go like, "What are we doing?"
Yeah, right. And just to like stomp their feet or something.
You know, it sounds like, yeah, no shit. He started first, so he won. Like if you know.
Wait, was that E Honda? I literally looked at it.
Yeah. They love showing that clip. This has been the highlight reel the whole tournament. How do you pick, you know? I guess just the biggest guy versus the littlest guy.
Yeah, they're basically ranking like all the best.
Moments.
Yeah, the best moments.
Hottest licks.
Oh.
Yeah, we need like 2 seats that are the same. Please, if you're watching this, buy us a folding chair.
Got 10. You got a 10 out of 10,
If you
man.
can hear me. Alright, the next match is featuring a guy named Daniel Ivanov. All good. His ring name is Aoyama. And he's going to fight Tamawashi, who, interestingly enough, I actually do have a little factoid for you. He just competed in his 700th consecutive match. 70 straight tournaments, never had a sick day. He's an Iron Man.
まずそこを見たいですね。やっぱりそこからの系統を見ていくっていう
I
のは
really
面白い
love how like they never disagree with each other.
Yeah, you mentioned that last time. No matter what they say.
Like, even if somebody has like a strong opinion, the other person will be like, oh, so listen, like they kind of agree with it.
Profoundly agree with it. Like, oh yeah, totally, man. That's what I'm always saying. Yeah, that tone of voice comes through even if you don't know what the heck they're saying. It just sounds like they're emphatically agreeing with everything the other guy says. Hi, it's good to see you. Hi, how are you? Oh man. What are we taking, a news break? What are they talking about?
Oh, they're gonna talk about the next fight.
Both of these guys are long-time up-and-downers, Tamawashi and Aoyama.
It's kind of interesting. They're wearing the masks, but like they're not even.
I think, yeah, they're not even in the same room. Like, forget about they're not at the
It's like very
Kokugikan
Japanese.
or whatever.
I just wear a mask no matter what.
Yeah, I think it's probably like a virtue signaling thing for just because it's on the news anyway. So they're like, we want to present come on, please. SARS, maybe we got under control, but we don't know what's next, and we want to keep doing sumo.
I mean, also like you consider too, like they'll wear a mask even if like they feel sick. Or a lot of people wear it to protect themselves.
Yeah, I remember when I was growing up, I saw images of Asian people always wearing masks, or I would see them in public, and I was like, what's the deal with that? It never really clicked to me, but it's like, when you get a lot of people in one place, it kind of just is good for you, maybe.
Yeah, especially a lot of people take public transportation, trains.
Yeah, shit, even forget it, with smog even. Like,
Yeah,
forget
I mean,
about
that's China,
Contagion.
but it depends on where you're in Japan, because the image is always like Tokyo, and it's like pristine. But that's just one area. There's a lot of
Yeah, any city's got its
like
spots.
When I lived in Chiba, it was like it's kind of run down, but it was nice. It had like a charm to it.
すいません。僕が
あ、すいません。
普通に楽しくやらせていただいておりまして。
いいですね。
I really want to enjoy this.
いや、ちょっと情報仕入れました。
They're so useless.
ちょっと話します。
The guy-
怖い怖いですね。
こちらこそよろしくお願いいたしますよ. He's like, I really, please do the best for me. No, please, I will do this for us. Like,
That's ridiculous. The English commentators, I expect this kind of just like filler fluff talk from, because like maybe they don't have all the facts or something, but what the fuck?
well, just to give you guys a little background, I studied grammar for about like a year with a teacher that in Japan didn't speak any English, and I went to like the bars every night, just talk to people, drank, hang out. So I learned pretty quickly how to speak.
ブルガリア対モンゴルということになります。
日本です。
好調ですね。今日勝てば極端な勝ちですね。
そうですね。
Tamawashi, this guy won a U show one time.
Yeah, they're saying if he's gonna win today, this will
行くと怖いんですよ。
be nice. Oh,
やっぱり上位ですから上に当てられる恐れがありますので、そういう意味ではここを落としたくないっていう気持ちもありますし、片やね3-6ですから今日負けると裏リーチにかかりますんで。そうです
ね。
he's gonna say like the
という言葉になるんですか。
まあね、裏9金ってもいい言い方しますけど。 まあ、
was it
やっぱり
Tamawashi?
Yeah, Tamawashi.
They're
This
saying
is
that basically
Aoyama.
like this is kind of like the defining moment for him, whether whether he wins or loses this match is gonna.
Okay.
Yeah, so whether he wins or loses this match is going to determine like his future in the sumo.
Let's see. Well, right, because he could come back up the ranks and be great again, potentially, but he'd have to go super Genki.
Yeah.
Which kind of looks like he is. He's in that 7-win group that could realistically win this tournament if someone comes in and beats both the top two guys twice. Maybe one of them beats the other ones. I don't know. I think that it's obviously that's hopeful thing.
He's saying that he's like kind of worried if he's gonna lose or not, and like Tetsujin is like he's like almost like an Iron Man. And then the best thing that he could do is to keep going forward. Like like keep moving forward, nonstop.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna say he wins. The guy on the right, by straight up push out. Yeah. He's lean and mean, and I think he's got Aoyama's number. Although their all-time record is 9-6, Aoyama's favor. CHANKO.
There you go.
Big pushes, yeah, straight up.
That's it. That was beautiful.
That might be the only Oshidashi I called tonight that actually was one. I keep saying that it's gonna be that, and then it's some other Tsukidashi or whatever.
その衝撃があっての前に前に持っていく玉井さんのこの姿。
Yeah, he was saying that like because he came out so quickly.
Yeah, again, if it's gonna be a thrusting battle, that tracks.
He said that it was kind of his weight that kind of helped him to push the guy back as well too.
Well, that seems strange since he weighs less. But he worked it well. He stayed low.
I think that was the implication that like because he was lighter and he came out of the gate really quickly.
Oh,
that it surprised him and kept pushing him like quickly.
Yeah, Aoyama's not quick to stand up.
Yeah,
he's got strong arms and a big upper body, but yeah, I kind of saw that coming. Tamawashi's a lot meaner.
Yeah, you called him, man.
Yeah, I mean, I keep saying I'm having visions. I'm really just guessing every time, but that one, I mean, I can see it. On the wall, Tamawashi used to like fuck Tochi up, and Goeido, they'd go after each other. Endo is one of our CHANKO champs, denizen of Hearth, was one of our chat members.
Sorry, guys, I'm not going to translate the commercial for you.
Thank goodness. Although some of them I'm dying to know what the fuck is going on.
If it's interesting enough.
Some of the time I was saying there's one where like there's a bomb about to go off and there's like a 12-year-old running away from it, and I'm dying, like, what is this, like a TV show or is it a bank ad?
It's kind of interesting if you've watched like any of the 80s or 90s Japanese dramas and stuff where they used to use the idols and stuff. Now it's just like Americanized, like hyper version of the same thing that they've always made for the past like 40 years.
Just like saturated to the nth degree.
Yeah. I thought it was the
That's a video game.
The video game, man. Wow, the graphics today are amazing, man.
Well, that's Japan.
I remember like Super Famicom. Maybe that's it.
So the guy on the left is notorious for jumping out of the way at the start. It's called a henka, and it's considered sort of a dick move. But he did one on the first day, and the other guys haven't stopped talking about it.
You say millennial winged horse. That's why he jumps out of the way, because he's a winged horse.
You would have to. And then the other guy is Endo that I was talking about.
A lot of the times the commentary is really boring. He's like, oh, is this guy like his kid or his dad or his family?
It's just wild speculation instead of saying some information about the wrestlers. I think Endo is going to handily defeat Chiyoshoma.
And he's saying like who? He said that like no matter who it was, even if that guy was wrong, it's not his father or kid or whatever, they're here to support him and cheer him on.
Too bad. Oh no, yeah, he's gonna win. I forgot who the poster was for. I'm gonna say Tsuki Otoshi will be the Kamarite, the winning technique, and it will be executed by Endo. Both of these guys are at 5'4". Kind of just open water still. They want to get 8, obviously, out of 15 or better. I think Endo is all around a better wrestler.
Yeah, it's kind of like they're saying that's like his style that he uses. Oh, you say from Mongolian.
Yeah, the guy on the left, yeah, Chiyoshoma. He is, and he kind of actually body-wise reminds me of Hakuho, the old greatest of all time who just retired.
Yeah.
Thinner and not as smart or talented or cool.
You gotta do the Mongolian diet, man. Meat, dairy,
blood of your
yogurt.
Enemies.
That's it, man. Meat, dairy, yogurt. Oh, he's so nervous.
Well, if you're gonna do a henka, the jump out of the way thing, you gotta play mind games first.
He's like, oh, I gotta kind of.
It's not right.
The key is like to when you get in that position, right? You squatting, like you put your body's energy into it.
Mm-hmm.
So like he's saying, oh, you gotta like he's kind of has to do it again because it's not like.
Sure, the ghosts aren't right. He knew that wasn't gonna go, and also I think I seem to recall this judge in particular calling Matas all the time, like even if they both thought it was good.
I didn't even know what was going on. It looks like they were going to go on a date, man.
You got another one in you, big boy. All right.
He's like, oh, you can't help it because
you think they'll get it this time? Right, yeah, they're all fallible.
There you go.
He'll hold his ground here and recover for the win. Under grip. There it is.
Whoa! Oh, I was wrong. He tripped on the.
What a snake. The guy famous for jumping out of the way does a slippery little heel kick.
It would have been better if the Endo grabbed like both sides of the belt.
And then he just completely sweeps him.
Well, yeah, because then it gives him more balance. You know, if you grab
Oh,
it
you
on
mean he
one
could have
side-
prevailed, perhaps? Yeah, I don't think he had the option. I think he was trying to go for a throw,
Yeah.
and he committed to it, which is the throw I was calling that he might try. Right here, this is his only real, and he never recovered
Yeah,
properly.
you see what I mean? If he grabbed the other side, he could have at least had like a balance or the grounding.
Yeah, he got took for a fool there.
Yeah.
Thought he was gonna. Oh God, that was so good. Right, props, Kyushu. Making me look like a fool. Oh man, we're sort of rounding the corner toward the ones I already have predictions written out for.
Man, you really studied this, man.
Well, yeah, kind of. I went a little easy on it tonight, but I remember when I was first watching it, I desperately wanted to know like what it meant when they were fighting, you know, and I wish someone could have told me like, oh well, this guy, you know, he's been up and down a few times, demoted injuries, and he fights like this, and the other guy is hot on the scene and he fights like this. So if they get a belt grip, this guy, you know, tell me what I'm looking for.
Yeah, you want like kind of the background on what play, you know, how long they've been in the game or how what you know.
Yeah, give me something to
latch
bite
on, like,
into.
A personality is
Yeah,
just them being like a fighter.
exactly. They're all just like
Chiba-ken, that's
names
where I
and
used to
faces.
live.
Hey, all right. Which one of them?
Hey, the guy on the right, man.
Oh hell yeah, Takanosho. All right, then he's your like boy now.
Chiba-ken, yo, Chiba, Chiba.
I've got
I love Chiba.
I've got a feeling he's
I lived there the whole time. I was
not gonna win.
It was a good place.
Maybe he'll get the magic energy from your fandom. I think that's the only way he's gonna win. They're all
He literally
turning
just said
head.
what I said. He's like, "Ganbareっていう感じですね." It's like, yeah, it's like he's gonna do his best. Like he's
Yeah.
Ganbare.
It's got to be one of the most highly used phrases in all of sumo banter, you know? Do my best every day.
Yeah.
Focus on my brand of sumo. Keep moving ahead, you know? Focus on each fight individually. And do my best every day.
負けたら千葉から出ますよ。
Your boy has a 4-3 lead over Okinumi all time. Though it's not much, but he also has 6 wins this tournament where Okinumi only has 3.
They're actually perfectly matched.
What with the 6-3 and 3-6, or
That's what he was trying to say.
they like doing that. There's like a group of elders that make this up every day and decide like what would be interesting, basically.
If you think of like how boring like watching football commentary is, imagine them being Japanese and like 50% of the time they just agree with each other.
There's no scholarly debate. Yeah,
But I guess their culture maybe doesn't like the drama as much as ours. Is that the thing?
Well, it's on the
specifically this sport, I think. The guy who won 2 tournaments ago did a fist pump, and they haven't stopped talking about it. They're like, it's a scandal.
Like that was too expressive.
Yeah.
Too demonstrative.
Yo, Chiba, yeah, oh. Yeah, he's definitely from Chiba.
It turns out your fandom was not enough.
That's a typical Chiba thing.
I see guys doing that, waiting for the bus in Chiba. Yeah, we found him a home team. He's a Takanosho stand now.
It's like Tokyo. Nope, you slipped. You're not really in Chiba.
Tokyo.
Chiba.
New York, Jersey.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely, man.
Come on, big money, no whammies. Big New Yorks, no jerseys.
Chiba's great, man, but it's like I said, like Jersey to New York, like discount.
Cool. I'm glad I got that. I was sensitive to the geopolitical realities of
Yeah,
those
but I bet it's a
localities.
little less dense to live in, right? A little more chill, maybe.
Yeah, it's actually nice. $600 for a nice apartment, right by the park. transportation,
相撲という世界で
beautiful lake, beautiful
Yeah.
land.
Beats New York.
I
Yeah.
can't get brunch for $600.
どっちの方ですか？
What do we got? All right, Daisho Wakatakakage. Is that this fight? Is that what I'm seeing? Is that what happening?
本当にそれを表
It
現
is.
と乗り
It is. They're 2-2. This is a tough fight to call. Daisho is a bombastic pusher thruster, and Wakatakakage is a bombastic guy in general. You never know what he's gonna do.
We got Fukushima and Saitama. I didn't see the one on the left. He's radioactive, man.
They basically both prefer pushing and thrusting attacks, but there's a pretty clear weight differential here. And Daisho also is like one of the most highly adept pushers in all of sumo right now, besides like Takakeisho, who's his best friend.
Do you think it makes for a more interesting fight when
Wait, hold on a
it's two
sec.
guys with it?
What's he saying?
He's like he wanted to do the. He was thinking like doing the Olympics, but
For what?
Oh, it's similar, isn't it? Must be there, no?
he's still like thinking of the Olympics.
He just be all in Japan.
And this is like his. I think he's saying it's like his last chance that he has to
大栄翔のインタビューをお聞きいただきました。
いや貫禄があるっていうか、
雰囲気ありますね。
大会関係者の
What sport would he do in the Olympics? Free
no,
weight,
it was
free wrestling?
Hammer
no, he was still
throw.
thinking
Yeah.
of like the after image of the Olympics in Japan. You know, like
それをね、この土俵でガンガン落ち着いて取ってほしいし、
はい。
でもだからそういう雰
So,
囲気を持っ
do
て
you
るんで
guys
すよ。
find it more compelling when they have two guys with a similar technique and strategy, or contrasting? Like, does
It makes it
for a
harder to
more
call
exciting
for
fight?
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if there's a bigger guy who likes the belt and a smaller guy who likes to push, then it's like if as soon as there's a belt grip, it's over. You know it is, and the fight just kind of becomes how is he gonna do it? But something like this where they both are pusher thrusters.
I kind of like the same one because you know what it's like. It's like chess. You know, like it's too. Oh, speaking of chess.
Oh no. Oh man.
Man,
Well, he knew. Okay, we do the same thing, and you're bigger and better. So what am I gonna do?
yeah, right.
That's great.
You were like, oh, he's good at really thrusting and like pushing, and he definitely was the expert at that, man.
Hey,
Like,
got
right-
took. All I gotta do is go in there and do my sumo. Whereas the smaller guys needs a strategy. Brilliant too. How snappy. It's like a single frame and he's up. But that, you know, why would you put your head down like that? You're just planning to headbutt him. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, he was saying the announcer guy was saying that like Mawari no Kako is like he basically like turned him in like a circle pretty much when he came by. He kind of grabbed. You saw he like grabbed the back of his head.
Yeah. He olayed his ass. That's we figured out that's a.
I like how I coined that
That's,
term
the other
accidentally.
one's
One
Put
like
that on
an
a
ignorant
t-shirt.
bastard. Yeah.
The guy on the right is Gunmaken.
What about him?
He's from Gunma.
Oh.
There's Tokyo, and then north of Tokyo is Saitama, and then north of Saitama is Gunma.
Okay.
Yeah, Saitama's famous for Crayon Shinchan.
I like Saitama. They have a great sumo high school there.
He's like, I love going to the sauna.
There's a lady who walks on my back.
It's like, you can say
Fucking
it's
great here.
He's like, you can say it's easy to move, but he likes going. What's that? Not the onsen. He likes going in the onsen because the heat and the temperature and stuff is really good for the body.
Sure. I like
He
medicine.
goes in there for about 10 minutes and then goes into the onsen for about 5.
I'm floored to find out this is the shit they talk about because I never know what's in these interviews, and I always think it's something about the tournament.
I always think it's like something deep. Like when you don't know it, you're like, wow, this guy's really deep. But then you look at it, he's like, yeah, I like going to the sauna, and then I go in the bath, and then I go in the ice bath.
I just tried my first linen bathrobe. Love it. I don't think I'll go back.
For 10 minutes, and then I go in the ice bath for 5, and then back to that, and then into the hot.
Oh my
onsen.
god. What a jerk. he to me feels like the guy who like is most visibly hit his head too many times. Just the way he carries himself, the way he does his sumo. I don't know that he can do
Right on the
anything but be
forehead, man. Look how flat
I
he is.
know.
Not trying to. That's not a dig on the guy, you know.
It's a little bit of dig on the guy. I guess it's the dig on the sport for me. I think that some guys are encouraged to like permanently damage themselves to win, and it bums me out. There's a difference between like winning at all costs and like consciously sustaining brain damage. What do you call it?
You mysterious dragon.
Oh, the mysterious. I was trying to guess it the other night. Mysterious dragon. And then Ichinojo. What do you want to call
I know
that?
Joe is like Castle. Shido.
Sometimes I call him the Wandering Castle or the Lost Tower.
Yeah. Lost Tower, I like that.
Isn't that cool?
It's kind of like almost like a tarot card, right? The tower.
Yeah, exactly. And he's like with thunder and lightning behind him.
Yeah, right.
He's the biggest dude in the top division right now. I mean, as you can see. If you can stand him up, though, he's easy to push out backwards.
Well,
So
you can also look at the Wandering Castle also as a cannon.
like a bastion.
Yeah, right.
I
Shoots
like
out
that.
like a cannon.
I've got Miyogiryu, the mysterious dragon, winning over Ichinojo by Hataki Komi, which means a slap down. And I know.
Do we?
Are we really gonna see Ichinojo get slapped down? Yes, I do think so.
We have people in the chat and stuff.
There's one person in the chat for like a minute
Oh.
said they couldn't hear you, and that Kaisei is a gentleman.
Oh, okay. I'll have to get closer then, huh?
Well, then they said better now.
Okay.
Once we sort of figured it out. Miyagiryu is nothing but strong, and Ichinojo is nothing but big. So I think maybe he'll slap him down. What the?
Like I said, he's like a cannon.
He like two-stepped him out.
Right? It's almost like a dance.
He's quite light on his feet for a 400 some odd pound
Like they're dancing the waltz or something.
monster. Welcome to CHANKO Sumo live from New York City. We're here
Hey,
in Eastern Standard Time. I'm Brendan. This is Ian.
Ian. Hey, how's it going?
Just hanging out, watching day 10 of the Fukuoka Basho. Just tuning in. Go ahead and give me some predictions.
Well, he was saying that again, Maori no kata, like it's he just put him in a circle again. He went like this, grabbed the guy, boom, just turned him. Like what was that, 180?
Well, that's good for Ichinojo.
Yeah, he was saying that it came from like the right side. Like when he was turning him, he grabbed him by the right, and that was the right side that he was pushing him with.
You know what's pretty sweet about that for him? Their all-time is 4-11 in Miyogiryu's favor. So he's like defying the odds. Great, I'm proud of him.
Mongol Taiketsu. It's like the chance for the Mongols, man.
Alright, I gotta learn that one. When they say where they're from at the beginning, they're always like Mongori Shishin.
Yeah, Shushin
Mongori.
is like where you're born or where you're from.
Yeah.
クライマックスに向けて完全生中継でお伝えしています。今日の解説は極道山さんでお送りしています。
No, they're gonna give it off to somebody else.
Onosho and Kuribayama are coming up. They are 2-2 all time, and they're both 3-6.
Aomori is what's his name? Onosho is from Aomori.
Where's that?
That's northern Japan.
Oh.
And northern Honshu. So Honshu is like the main island.
Oh, I see. So not up in Hokkaido, but the northern part of the main island.
It's actually close to Hokkaido.
Hokkaido, at least Sapporo, is the same, pretty much the same latitude as us.
Oh, really? That's a shame because the Sapporo beer in Japan is great, but the ones they have over here that's made in Canada, I do not.
Oh no, what a shame. It's Mix Sapporo.
It's like
McDojo.
I'm gonna sleep I work out at home. Go in the bath. Take a bath. He's like, I really don't know.
YouTube は見るんですけど、
He likes to watch YouTube.
偏ってますね。
But
It's the only part I can read.
yeah.
やっぱ人気のみたいなの。
He likes to watch like popular people.
自分の好きな
And then he's like, I like to watch YouTube. And then he's like, ah, マリ見ないんですよね. He's like, means like I don't really watch it. Which one is it?
Like, not really.
25歳大野賞のインタビューをお聞きいただきました。
I like those interviews. It's kind of funny. Like
Weirdly personal things.
yeah, because you think like maybe you romanticize the artist, and you're like, oh, this is what this guy's like. But he's like, yeah, I like to go in the bath and read and watch YouTube. He's like, oh man, he's just like me.
Yeah. Yeah, that is actually a really nice bit of insight compared to what we're getting out of the commentators. Commentator tots. Ono Show, Kiribayama. I have... My magical prediction hat said Kiribayama will win by Sukui Nage.
The guy was like, oh, YouTube is すごいですね. Like, he's like, yo, it's amazing that he watches YouTube.
Anything that happens on this program, I love.
They're just like, you know, that's the Japanese way. You just gotta
That's good.
promote the positivity, you know?
I mean, we generally have a good time on this podcast too,
Oh,
but
yeah.
this broad.
さんのおかげで、
もう私はね、ここで勉強することいっぱいありますし、今日こうやってね、田中さんとお話してました。大砲さんと
He said he studied a lot, but then he's like, I don't even know why I studied.
わかりませんから。そうですよね。まあ、ツイッターもお客さん
Studied what? Just like
I guess he was talking about like it might have not been him, it might have been one of the sumo guys. I didn't catch who he was talking about.
A lot of these guys get into sumo through college. That might have been probably what he's. What do you think? If you had to pick it blind.
I like the Misty Horse Mountain. I like that guy.
That's gotta be Kiribayama.
Yeah.
この方私も期待してますから、あと元師匠マスラオさん、白いウルフと言われた方はね。
He's been talking about like having a family and like doing what's right by your family for like the past 2 minutes.
Family values. Please have kids. Please, I'm begging you.
Well, you know, you have a kid, you have a family, you got a wife, so you know, like you got to do these certain things. And...
Please, I have to mention children every so often on the broadcast.
I mean, we got to fix the birth rate.
Yeah. All right.
What
the?
Wow.
Man, I'm just.
Man.
I gotta get a new hat.
Is there like a piece of soap in the ring or something, man?
Well, let's watch it real slow, I guess. Sometimes I think they just like pass out for a second on impact.
Yeah, probably sitting like that, and like all the blood like drains out of their head when they jump up.
Yeah, slamming it into a door, head on head, you know? I think he might have just been seeing stars anyway, and then...
Yeah, look at that headbutt, man. They just went like...
That was nasty. I'm not saying it's not cool.
No, it is.
It's badass.
Awesome. It is.
Oh, man.
The guy with the thicker head wins. I lost again. Everybody I pick loses, man.
There's a guy, Takayasu, who fights. He almost always opens with the shoulder instead of the head, and I respect the hell out of that. And he's been Ozeki for a really long time. Not that he is right now, but it's a winning strategy to protect your head.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of the trick.
You give him helmets next.
Yeah, they're gonna put helmets.
Pads and shit.
Look at the guy on the right. It looks like he's got a helmet on already.
Oh, I know. Every time he's on, it comes out immediately. They're like, "How old is that guy? How's he doing that? Where are they getting the what hair is?"
I like him because we have the same hairline.
Yeah, there you go. All right, you're Takarafuji stand. He's super strong. If anybody can lift Mitakeumi and maneuver him and not get trounced, it would be someone like Takarafuji. But I think with 8-1, it would take something really spectacular or devastating for Mitakeumi to lose this fight. I think it's Yorikiri. Sure. Oh, look at his eye. He's taking some headband. It looks like he can't even open it.
Looks like he was boxing before he came in.
Wow, I'm so bummed. I've been missing the last couple of days. I wonder what the heck happened to there. If you're watching now and you know what happened to Mitakeumi's face, please tell me.
Yeah, let us know, man.
Oh, man. Yeah, all-time record 9-3 Mitakeumi's favor. I love Takara Fuji. Oh, here we go. Well, he's already got the black eye there.
Done. Oh, wow.
It's like this is last night's fight, and he already had the eye all bruised up. That couldn't have happened in just now. The heck, he looks like he's missing his eye. What's been going on in sumo when I was away?
They were saying that he basically pushed as hard as he could, but he tried to grab the belt, and that he couldn't grab it. And because he couldn't get a good grip on the belt,
right, no leverage.
Yeah, so he couldn't. He got pushed out of the ring.
I think we're going to see a similar thing tonight. Although Takara Fuji is he's like a steel mill worker. I mean, not literally. I mean, his dedication and his steadfastness in the ring is like a guy who just bends rebar all day. Like, I think a lot of these guys have a life outside of sumo. Like, some of them even get banned from sumo for a while for being too much party animals and micro celebrities. Takara Fuji seems like the kind of guy who just works out and eats and sleeps. I mean, I guess I should look into his home life or whatever, but that's the whole point, is I never heard anything about him outside of some of these guys you can't stop hearing about. They're like pranksters and miscreants of various sorts. So look for that Yorikiri frontal force out by Mitakeumi. Ah, fan's not even out. They're still dancing. Judges scores.
He's like, yeah. They were basically, it's like they weren't ready. I think he was saying that the one thing you have to consider is that when you understand your style, you just have to keep going forward and keep doing that and keep focusing on that specific style.
Sure. In shogi, they call that a joseki. It means constant trace.
Yep.
I like how he's not even going for a belt grip. I mean, Takara Fuji has one. Oh, there we go. He's trying to find it. Oh, couldn't find it. Doesn't want to lose the armpit. Yeah, lift him up. Get under the elbow. No.
Oh, damn it. See, I think he was trying to tire him out to the point where he could push him out of the ring.
That did not work. He was teetering on the edge the whole time, but Takara Fuji, like I said, he's steadfast. He had his position, and he just stayed the course.
Like I said, miney, you keep going forward and just keep doing it.
Yeah, that's
almost
that
stubbornly
workmanship. He's just laying down over some railroad. Laying rail with Takara Fuji. No, we much like Takara Fuji, we're just sort of plugging along in the face of the storm. It's a Monday night. I think most of the viewership comes in about midweek. Mid-tournament, which would have been the last 3 days, just to check in on things. And now we're like, hey, are you back at work? Well, we've got a show for you. Do you have to be up in the morning so you can feed your kids? Tune into CHANKO at 2 a.m.
Yeah, you should. If you don't, I'd be disappointed in you.
Can't stay up? Get into drugs. Fuck your job.
Yeah. They start doing amphetamines.
Yeah, exactly. Stuckapillen.
Speaking of which, do league have like testing for PEDs and things like that?
I know that we talked about this a little bit before. They're super strict about drugs over there, but I don't know that they.
Well, I mean, for the average person, yeah.
I know I've heard tell that they do like blood. What do you call it, like filtering? They'll like put their own self on dialysis just to get like an extra boost of.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I never heard that. Man. That's crazy.
Yeah, like when they have an injury, apparently it helps them heal faster, or like there's some evidence to suggest that it does, and they're like, I have to get back in the ring.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Man, imagine being that so dedicated to something like that.
Well, they have to fight injured constantly. You know, I can see how I might fall into it. If I was a huge badass samurai. Oh man. Okay, so the next matchup is Shodai versus Takayasu. Both at 5-4. But Shodai has 14-9 over Takayasu all-time record. So especially because Takayasu's on his way out and Shodai is on his way up. He just got promoted to Ozeki, or not just got promoted, but the guy on the right used to have the title that the guy on the left just recently took. So
Kumamoto.
as much as it pains me to say, because I'm a huge Takayasu hype man, I don't think he has like a chance in hell. We'll see. It's not like Shodai's on fire this tournament or anything. It just, he's bigger, he's stronger, he's younger. He's got a history of beating him.
時短営業なんてなかなか使わないじゃないですか。やっぱ今コロナのこの期間だからこそ出た言葉で、よく耳にする言葉なんで、みんなの耳にも入ってる。
He's talking about Corona, like something that he heard often.
時短営業という言葉が今年は印象に残っている。まあそれだけね、コロナの影響を受けて相撲界もさまざまなことを考えたという正代なんでしょうね。
いや、時短営業の前に時短勝負でもうバシッて決めてほしいですよ。
パッと勝つと。
もう正代さんね、もう悩む前に
He's really good at sumo.
バシッと決めればもうそんなこと吹っ飛びますから。
まあ昨日一番が終わって圧力がちょっと伝わっていないのかなというコメントがありました。
My favorite thing about sumo is how much I love it.
He's like, yeah, yesterday, he's like the number one thing that was over, and then like once it was over, he was like, oh yeah, that was that thing.
Oh, perhaps to say it was boring?
Yeah.
Zach says that every time. Teruno Fuji won, yay. Great.
今日は5勝4敗同士です。大関の正代、前頭5枚目の高安。まあこの正代は九州場所は局さんかなり相性がいいというふうに言ってますからね。
やっぱり地元ですし、ましてやね、近くに熊本はもうちょっとね、
新幹線で
They call it Shodai.
He's like, oh, it really represents like his hometown. They got the Shinkansen and all that stuff. Like,
CHANKO やってますけど、
美味しい。
it's like, what are they even talking about?
熊本の繁華街でやってるんですよ。
Because he's from Kumamoto, so I guess.
そこで正代さん応援してますから、やっぱり地元の方も盛り上がってますから。
He's like, oh yeah, the people from his hometown must be really excited for him.
Yeah, I guess. Because he's not doing that well. I mean, he's an Ozeki. That's great. They call him the Wall of Daikon because he graduated from Tokyo Agricultural University, and their mascot's a daikon radish. They offered him a chance to go into sumo straight into the 3rd division because he was a college yokozuna, and he turned it down to finish his agricultural degree and then had to start from the beginning when he entered sumo.
Oh, nice.
Just wanted to be a farmer.
I mean, it's an honorable profession, you know.
Not really. I think he wanted to get into like logistics, like like getting food places. Have to get an interview with him. They'll probably lock up.
Yeah, it's the 4th time.
I'll bet he get his arm trapped under Takayasu's arm.
That's the hairiest Japanese person I've ever seen.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Best back hair in sumo.
He's probably got like Ainu or something like that.
Yeah, that would make sense, right? Otherwise, what the fuck? Just no, he's born with that much back hair. Actually, he came out and instead of crying, he just said, "Man, it was hot in there."
Yeah, right.
もう一歩というところだったんですか。
もう勝ち越してね、小結びで据え置きされましたんで。
I bet it'll end with Takayasu like on his belly.
もう目いっぱい横綱大関いっぱいいましたから。
Uwatadashi nage.
Shodai. They're not even talking about
under his arm.
them at all.
We often aren't either. Alright, the fan is up, baby. What's gonna be? I wonder if Shodai will even have a strong charge at the beginning. Knowing that Takayasu thrives there, if he'll just absorb the charge or if it'll be one of those weird slow starts. How about the going hard? Yeah. Lock up. Arm trapped under. Ooh, but he made some distance. Ooh, dancing on the ropes. Wow, great recovery from Shodai. Oh, survived the pulling attack.
Ooh. Oh, they said it was close.
Who did he call for? Monoi? No Monoi? What?
Is it? Yeah.
Alright, Shodai won.
Yeah.
Not how I thought he would win. But that was...
Yeah,
close,
they were basically like it wasn't... It didn't even make sense. But at the same time, they're like, oh,
that was like the fight of the night.
Yeah. They said that was the best that they saw.
Agreed. That was... this is where it got crazy.
He kept going and then he... That's right there.
Now...
So... He kept like pushing, like the way he just kept pushing the dude, and then right there.
Yeah, the pulling attack didn't work. He somehow turned it into a flying leap, and then what? Oh yeah, his foot grazed the bail. But he was flopping on his belly. There's no dead body rule for that? Ah, whatever. I've seen crazier stuff get ruled differently. And I called the fight. So I'll take that. Please don't review it. What do we got? Takakeisho versus Meisei. Meisei is like Bright Life.
Let me see. And the fuck Gunma, and then what is that? I didn't even see it.
I've heard Takakeisho translated loosely as noble successor.
Noble successor. Takakeisho.
I think mostly because he got some of the characters from his Oyakata's name.
Yeah.
Or his
well, sometimes you have like the Ataji where it's like they use the phonetic pronunciation of the kanji and then like the specific meaning so that they have a name that has like not just the sound but also the meaning.
It's infused with multiple layers of...
Yeah.
That makes it really hard for me. There's like a sentimental meaning to the that I'll never be able to. But we got you now. So just read up on.
Yeah.
Okay, so Takakeisho's 9-0. He's the leader. He's tied for the lead. Basically, all he can do is push. He comes low and then does this sort of like windshield wiper thing. That Neil, I don't know about hates, but just thinks it's fucking
it's
boring.
Like a homeless guy on the freeway.
Yeah, absolutely. I wipe for you? No, I'm trying to get on the exit.
No. Now I can't even see.
Yeah, you made it worse. It's fine. Wipe down my windshield. But I didn't ask you to do that. I feel like I'm putting up with... And that's, I think, how Neil feels about Takakeisho. I'm just putting up with him. Yes, he's the best whatever Oshidashi guy in the game, but man, is it boring, and he's never going to be Yokozuna. No Pokemans on these banners?
コメントの前に。
There's a Pokemon sponsorship. They bought out some of the banners.
Let's see a cult. That's pretty good. The yogurt drink.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Yakult is like it's not as thick as like a drinkable yogurt. It's kind of like almost like a milk or a water, but it's like
Interesting.
a probiotic drink.
Cool. You know, I knew that at least one of their sponsors was like a yogurt company. I'm actually all set, thank you, Chris. We're on our last 2 fights of the night, so... Is it? 340? Yeah. They still take a little pomp and circumstance before they let up the thing, and then maybe I'll do a little after show. Yeah. Sounds good. I don't have a whole lot to say for the post show. I guess I'll just run down the scores real quick. Meisei is sort of a pop-off. You're either a yay-sayer or a naysayer on the Meiseiing, and tonight, I'm a naysayer.
They think that they're talking about Meisei. I think he's gonna win.
Oh, I think that's propaganda. He is strong as hell, very talented, and he keeps learning. Every tournament he looks a little bit more deft.
But
Actually, I think it's sort of laughable to say that Meisei would win this, but maybe they know something I don't.
I mean, they just said that they love him, so.
Well, yeah, everyone loves him. Takakeisho's tied for the lead and wants to become a Yokozuna. Meisei is just like a punk kid that no one knows what to do with.
Look at that form, man.
He's trying to match him. Oh, that's that old school recovery.
Oh, done.
Interesting. Mono-e? No Mono-e? What the f... Okay. Now that was a little goofy to me. I don't like how that smelled.
Oh, you were right, man. Like they said, they favored the other guy, and that maybe they do something, right?
What the heck? I want to see the other angle. That's some cool recovery. He used to do shit that was like that, but even better before his knees were injured. He's still in, he's still in, he's still in, he's still in, he's out. Oh, but come on. I don't know that he went out before the other guy. They're not even going to watch it?
You're saying like,
yeah,
like he has a bad habit of doing the same kind of thing.
So they're just punishing him for it?
Yeah.
I mean, there could be, you know.
I couldn't hear the last
He does have a history of
so
failed
it might have been like,
ponytails.
he has a bad habit of doing the same thing that like either led him to either win or lose. I didn't hear the last part of it.
Neil often critiques him as such, you know. He's just a straightforward pusher, so when that doesn't work, he's like, I guess I'll ball. Like, no. You can't do it as an afterthought. Which, he's out of the running now. Which means the sole leader is coming up now, Teruno Fuji.
Yeah, he's saying that like he kind of wants to repair. He should like quickly repair his reputation.
Hey, AK Willie, if Hoshoryu wins this fight, private message us your address and I'll send you a bag of Andy Caps fries. It's our sponsor.
Nice. Those are good, man.
They're the You know, they're just a flavored corn and potato snack. They're the potato chip alternative with 0 grams trans fat.
Cardboard too.
They come in hot fries, ranch fries, and barbecue fries.
The hot fries are the best.
Yeah. I usually just call them Handicap's hot fries, but we have some cheddar here in the studio because we ate all the hot fries.
That's really a funny song to be playing in like
smoke weed every day. It's from the stream that we're using is the lady Carla Marks.
Oh, okay.
Or Carla Sumoist. Streams it live from Abema TV to Twitch, and then we're just talking over the top of it, basically. So if you want to see this without us, you can mute it, or if you want to see it with all the Japanese stuff in it and none of us, you can go over to Carla_Sumoist, SUMOIST on Twitch. She's an indispensable resource. Always starts early. Has all kinds of other cool stuff. We should see some Pokemans on these banners. Nope.
No, he's
I want to see that. Thank you for coming to the podcast. Just want you to relax. What's he saying?
He's saying that the what's his name? Hoshiro doesn't have a chance against the other guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'll send you a case of Handicaps.
Yeah, they definitely like talked for like 5 minutes about like nothing to make that one point.
Pikachu and Makuhita, the Pokemans. Found out each of those banners, if when you win, you get about $245 per banner, and then the same amount goes into a retirement fund, and then about 10% of your winnings go to the stable that you fight for. So there's a few grand on this fight.
Yeah.
Pretty nice. Little bonus.
みんな嬉しいでしょって言うけど、もう早く旗もうどけどけどって。なるほど。もう自分の世界に早く入りたいわけですね。もうそういう。
He kind of wants like saying that he wants to be like they wanted to be a champion like
yeah, everyone's expecting big things from Hoshoryu because his uncle was a great Yokozuna. Oh, they kind of like.
And he even said like he's like an artist, almost in like the way that he does.
Oh yeah, he's like got all these fundamentals.
And then the other guy, he doesn't really understand. Mangoro again.
Yes. Teruno Fuji, the biggest, baddest dude in sumo right now, is of Mongolian descent. He has a harrowing tale of how he was injured and came back. So he's got those robo legs on.
Nope. He's got to do it again.
Yeah, there's a little thing on the screen that starts blinking when it's time. The Hoshoryu is like a belt guy. He wants to do like Yotsu Zumo, where like, you know, like you get a hold of it and kind of twist and do a cool throw or something.
Yeah.
But he's up against this huge dude. There's the blinking. Who, by the way, his signature thing is wrapping up people's arms when they try to go for his belt. So it's like, what do you do with that? I guess let's see what else he can do. He's won some fights with Oshidashi. I mean, yeah, right. Keep him at bay, Oshidashi.
Yeah.
Come see, come sa.
His age, they say, is important.
CHANKO. Yeah, perfect. That's his signature move. Hoshoryu, you dunce! You signed your oh.
Yeah.
It's like watching a rat go into a trap.
Yeah, right.
You can watch like every Teruno Fuji fight, and that's exactly what it looks like.
It looked like there was like no effort whatsoever.
Yeah, it's like putting the kids to bed. All right, time to go. Bouncer, man. That's great. I love that. Smoke weed every day.
No, don't smoke weed.
All right, so yeah, no hot fries for anyone who voted for Oshoryu. But it's nice to pick, call for the underdog, like I do with Kakenage every day.
I mean, that's what happened for me every time. The guy from Chiba I liked, he lost. The other guy was like, oh, this guy's gonna win. He lost,
start getting hyped, and then.
So if I'm like, this guy's gonna win, you probably bet against me. That probably be smart.
Yeah, if you're running the odds. I'm about as good as a coin toss, and Ian always gets it wrong.
Yep.
So that's actually better. That's like a guarantee.
Yeah. At least I'm good at something, right?
Yeah, finally.
Here,
Earn your keep around here.
Time.
This guy. What do we pay you for?
You don't pay me at all.
Good.
I do it for free.
CHANKO. It's the content that's free.
Yeah. Free for me.
That's our excuse for everything. We're always like, man, we could be so much better. But there's no money on the line.
Yeah, well,
So if you want to be our executive producer, all that really means is that you pay the most money. And we'd love to have it. As most people would. Okay, so that's Sumo Day 10, Fukuoka Basho. Let's see. The lone leader still stands at the top. We don't really have anything to, that one fight was incredible with Shodai. Let's drop down to Juryo and just do a quick, for anybody who's wondering, the second division includes...
負け越しが近くなるかっていうそういう一番でしたんで、やっぱりこう追ってくるもの、負け越しが追ってくる勝ち越しが目の前にある。
He was talking about like who is the best one, like who is the number one person today, who was the best match. I think he was talking about not the last one, but what was the other one? It was the guy that was like undefeated that got beat.
Oh, Takakeisho.
Yeah.
That's Bobby Elvis. I'm supposed to sing his theme song. It's like, wise men say, only fools. I don't know. Never really had any love for the king.
Well, different generation, man.
Yeah, comes and goes. Are you an Elvis man or a Beatle boy? I'll cut you over.
Controversial opinion. I hate the Beatles.
They're not that transcendent.
Nah, I love it. Elvis is great. Though, of course, he's the king. Why do you think they call him the king?
Well, they wrote all their own music, and he didn't ever write anything. So that's like the contrast. They're two different products.
Yeah, you're right.
Like Sinatra, love Sinatra, but he's also never wrote a thing.
Yeah, you're right. And it's always it's like you said, the perfect word is the product.
Yeah, totally different products.
They're just made
I used to think NSYNC and Backstreet Boys were basically the same thing, and then I listened to them recently, and I was like, holy shit. NSYNC is like this heavily polished, like amazing state-of-the-art thing, and Backstreet Boys is like someone's uncle was like, we could do that. Get your friends.
We could do it in the garage.
Yeah.
Out back.
Come on, I got 8-track.
I got an 8-track tape recorder. I don't even got an 8-track. I got a 4-track.
You gotta get an earring.
You gotta get 3 earring for everybody, and you just wear baggy white pants.
Exactly. Like, we can't sing this shit. And he's like, trust me. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's so funny, man.
All right,
This is gonna be the highlights.
Oho still has 9 wins.
Yeah, that's what they were talking about before this one.
Oh yeah, down in Juryo.
That was the big upset.
Kotokuzan, 1 loss. Oh wait, I gotta refresh. Don't tell on me. That was creepy. I apologize.
It's like, if you think about it, like, he was just really lucky that he tripped at that point and like pushed the dude out of the ring.
He happened to trip. Okay, Oho has a single loss and Kotokuzan has a single loss. They're tied down Juryo.
They love these Mongols, man.
Which is so funny because no, they don't. Like, They make it so hard on anybody who's not Japanese to be big in the sport or to like succeed, and they rob
in
them.
Japan, I know.
Oh right, I don't have to tell
Trying
you.
to trying to get an apartment.
It's funny they're like making such a big deal about it. Well, although some of the new elders are Mongolians, the guy's retiring and stuff and taking over stables, so I think things are changing. There's a Chinese guy actually that runs a stable, a Chinese national of Mongolian descent.
Oh, okay. He's like, it was already decided from the beginning that he couldn't do anything.
Yeah, as soon as he slipped his arms in the bear trap,
it was done.
Let's see, I want to see, there's a guy.
It's a beautiful thing to see.
で貴景勝、阿炎が追っていくという大相撲10日目全日程が終了しています。まああと4日ここからがもう本当の勝負になってきますからね。
そうですね。もう一番落とせないですよ。
御嶽海敗れました2敗、玉鷲が2敗、宇良が勝って2敗後。
Number one didn't lose his place.
4人が2敗という形。
Shishi is doing bad. Let's see if I can find that thing I sent to Neil the other day.
いやもう想像という前にまず
Oh, Tomokaze, how is he doing?
そこが
最後の最後までね、優
Where
勝
is
戦に残って
he?
もらいたいですよね。
やっぱり御嶽海さんにも期待したいし、もうこれはね皆さん期待したいですよ。もう1敗2敗は。
I must know.
I missed too. They were talking about it again.
That's okay. Anything that you glean is better than what we have.
Yeah. I mean, because it's like highly contextual. So like, if I don't know who they're talking about, I can say what they're saying, but about who?
やっぱりこう下で乗ってきたもともと実力ありますからね。乗って上位に行ったらもう面白いと思うんですよ。
Textbook, Abi.
ガンガン突っ張ってますから。
He barely even backed up at all. He got in a bunch of trouble for breaking COVID rules, so he's been battling his way back up from the bottom.
What, he didn't get vaccinated?
No, he was just like out partying at like hostess clubs and shit when they were supposed to be in quarantine.
That sounds awesome, man.
Yeah.
That guy's the man.
I mean, I get why he was doing it.
Right? That guy's the man.
That's how a lot of
I'm a
young
more
folks
snack
feel.
bar guy myself because, you know, I'm poor, but sounds like the life, man.
Yeah, I can see why it happened, but then so the punishment obviously is Tomokaze. I can't find. There was some wrestler who I want to keep my eye. Nishihara.
Nishihara.
See if I can find him. Oh yeah, no, he's way down in the doom and gloom.
Alright, so these other guys got cut off.
Nishihara's down at Jonidan 15. However, he's basically like the sole successor to one of the Yokozunas who just started his own school after retiring. Tell me about Nishihara before I...
動きもよく、そしてガンガン突っ張った中の叩きとかいなしはありですから、今乗ってますからね。そうですね。やっぱり押し相撲というか、前々に出る人間が乗ると怖いですから。
It's very difficult for like a lot of sumo guys. They want to keep like you know, to keep going and going up in level and ranking up and winning and stuff like that. It's very difficult for a lot of these guys.
Nishihara is 3-2 right now.
Oh, nice.
So anyone who used to watch and knows who was that? Yeah, please. Anyone who used to watch sumo and knows who Kiseno Sato is, he was one of the Yokozunas. He was the last Japanese Yokozuna for a very long time. There was nobody really before him for a long time, and there hasn't been anyone since. And he retired a couple years ago, sort of unceremoniously, after a very short career. But he's since opened his own stable, and he's training all new guys in like secret at some college gym or like a Holiday Inn conference center, you know. And they haven't even built their new stable yet, but they're already getting the guys into the lower ranks. So Nishihara is kind of like the most promising one. I feel like, if I recall correctly, he hasn't posted a losing record yet, And he's winning so far this tournament. He's won 3 out of 5. So he's got 2 more fights left. He only needs to win 1 more to maintain that positive record. And hopefully he'll throttle up the ranks and make... Kiseno Sato's name is Araiso Oyakata now. Something to keep your eye on. He's down in Jonidan. That's the 4th division, I think. Don't sue me if I got that wrong. Oh, 5th division.
Right back.
All right. Well, I think we see what the tournament's all about here so far. You know, there's a lone leader left. There's a couple of guys trailing behind him. Well, let's say who they are. It was obvious. Is now a CHANKO champ. Takakeisho and Abi, who are also CHANKO champs, are 1 win away from hitting that double-digit number we predicted. And I think both of them would love a taste of the glory. Do I think either of them can beat Terunofuji in a fair fight? No, I don't think that. But maybe if they have a pipe or a gun, anything can happen. And then with 8 wins, we have Mitakayumi, Tamawashi, Ura, and Hokuto Fuji. Love the odds of all of those guys slipping in with a secret something, but yeah, right. I can't imagine. I guess he could take 2 losses. Who's he fighting tomorrow? Gosh darn it, Terunofuji. God dang it. Terunofuji. You made me look at the stats wrong again. God damn it. Oh, I'm looking for day 11. Please, don't everyone chime in at once. He's fighting Ichinojo tomorrow. I think that's an easy clap. Chris, come back. It's been a quiet night here at CHANKO. For myself, Brendan Eicholzer, the self-proclaimed face of American sumo commentary, I'd like to say thanks for stopping by if you had a chance to watch. Please keep tuning in. Hopefully, even if you didn't see anything you liked tonight, maybe you will next time. There's really no way to say, except watching. So, me and Zach and Neil and Ian and Chris and who knows, maybe your favorite entertainer from a completely different field will be here. I think what did we get Biamba? I can't tell what he's saying. I'd like to wish you all a good night, and I hope you see you again. And I love you so much. Okay, bye-bye. Yeah.